And it looks like we're live.
There we go.
Here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Pit Life Barbecue Podcast, coming to you live from the Uncle Steve Shake Studios in Center Bondstead, New Hampshire. It's a podcast where we talk everything barbecue and a lot of other topics that you normally talk around the pit. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for understanding of missing last week's show, but I was absolutely toast. But yeah, so we'll get into it of why. But another thing, obviously joined you as you can see here by my man Matt. We're gonna recap Rhode Island. Look forward, little hindsight into New Hampshire for the second and third and final leg of the New England Triple Crown. But let's get into it. Today's episode brought to you by, that's right, Tom, 36 seconds early. Brought to you by Uncle Steve Shake. What can I say? Uncle Steve, an amazing guy. Shirt off your back. Incredible line. 18 amazing flavor profiles. The original Gator Shake, the competition line, Magic Ribs, Mi Amigo, Sweet Dessert Shake, the sauce with no name. He's got it all. He wears all the hats. He mixes the shake. He bottles the shake, labels, packages, ships, does it all. If you call, got a question, give him a call. He's answering the phone. Email, he's getting back to you on an email. He wants to make sure your order is perfect, exactly what you need, looking for. And if you have a question about maybe a flavor profile, give him a call, shoot him a message. He'll get back to you. He'll have a conversation with you to narrow down the flavor profile you're looking to hit. So check him out at UncleSteve'sShake.com. Follow along on Facebook at Uncle Steve Shake Nation. Uncle Steve Shake. Shake some on everything. Also brought to you by Joe's Meat Market, the Diamond of Royce City, Texas. Gabriel and his crew do an incredible job. Need a specific cut? He's got you covered. Need a thickness? He's got you covered there too. If he doesn't have the protein you're looking for, he'll work with you to get it in to make what you're dreaming up a reality. Produce, fresh, brought in daily. For all us backyarders and comp guys, got us covered too. Lines of rubs, seasonings, sauces, injections, marinades, including the Joe's Meat Market house line. Smoky wood products. Splits, chips, chunks, the whole nine, pellets. And you feeling a little hungry? Got you covered there too. Gabriel's mom is behind the counter whipping up some of the freshest, authentic Mexican cuisine out there. Get you a plate, sit down, make a new friend for life, talk about our passion of barbecue, and leave the rest of the shit outside the door. So check them out. Joe's Meat Market, Royce City, Texas. Tell them I sent you. And remember, Joe's Meat Market for the win. All right. Well, let me see here. I know Dutch was in. Bat. Tom is still in shock. No kidding that I'm on time. Ross Schmidt. Smitty, what's up? Dan Kimball, what's up? Gator, what's happening, Eric? Hi, Heidi. Carlos, brother, what's happening? Pat Cullen, what's going on? Rico, what is happening? All right, folks, we are back another week. Like I said earlier, thank you all. I physically couldn't do it last week. It was bad. it was bad. But here we are back. Big Rome, what's up? Butterscotch me, Pat Cullen. Oh. You speaking my language. Chris Rosinski, what's going on? Before we get into it, I just want to get real for a moment. And anybody who's tuning in now or catching the show later or on podcast form, however you do it, just take a moment and give your thoughts and prayers to the everybody lost, missing, while the floods in Texas are going on right now. Scary time. Water is no joke. The strength of it, and just terrible what's happening out there in Kirk County. But shit. Go ahead, say something. I dare you. You think I would have been able to hit the mute button, but they come on hard and heavy. But no, all the thoughts and prayers for everybody in dealing with the floods in Texas. Prayers for Central Texas, absolutely. Jen Lee, what's happening? But yeah, keep everybody in Texas in your mind and thoughts and prayers through this another tough time. Oh, allergy pills, right, Carlos? Damn. I haven't sneezed in like 3 days, and it's got to go in the middle of that. Of course it does. So, Matt, what's going on? Have you recovered? Because you've been running like a chicken with your head cut off for
it was a nice weekend off.
2 weeks or 3 weeks.
It was definitely a nice weekend off, but back to the grind. It's comp week, so first time I'm cooking a contest since April myself. So
yeah, you're
heading to knock off some of the rust.
You're heading down to New Jersey, right, this weekend?
Yeah. We're going down with 16 Mesh and Big Bobby's Q. We're making a ride down to Wildwood, New Jersey for the New Jersey State Championship.
Nice.
This weekend, so.
Nice. Must be the cut. Oh, shit, Smitty. That's funny. That's fucking funny. Larry Vaughn, what's up from South Jersey, brother? Thanks for tuning in. Oh, shit. But yeah, we got a bunch to recap. Like I said, finally recovered. That one took the wind out of me, and getting everything cleaned up and whatever you want to call it, taken care of and put back in. But yeah, we're gonna get into that. But Matt, I have a couple questions for you. Now, in your honest opinion, in chat, feel free to jump in and throw your 2 cents in. As far as this podcast goes, Matt, take out of consideration our friendship, our brotherhood. So just an outsider looking in at the show. What are your thoughts of the Pit Life Barbecue podcast?
Well, John, even before we were friends, the show was a staple of my watching day. Being a truck driver, watched and listened pretty much every week. Your show, as we've discussed in the past, in my opinion, is one of the top 5 shows in the country, barbecue related. It's more of more informational. It's more for the everyday cook and the comp cook as well. Unlike some others that are just pretty much corporate wise. So you're up there with some of the big boys, Rob Barocia, So Smoke Good a Show, and Bill and Phil, and then my opinion, you're third. That's my opinion. I'm sure Some of these other guys might have other opinions, but that's my opinion. And I've listened to a lot of them.
Yep. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. And obviously being I can't definitely say the first. Daddy Dutch, god damn you. Oh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Pro Life Barbecue Podcast, better than Pit, like you son of a. Anywho,
I'm still looking for them, Johnny. Have you found them? The pro life
I have
guys?
not. I have not
I haven't seen them
found.
anywhere.
I have not found them. I went all the way to Rutland, Vermont, and Coventry, Rhode Island, back-to-back weekends because somebody said they were going to be there, and I'm interested to meeting this gentleman. Now, as far as the barbecue side goes, and what we do, how important is your brand? So, as an example, how important to you is Matt's Backyard Barbecue?
Oh, in the barbecue world, in the barbecue community, it's number one. I take my reputation and my brand seriously. It's who I am in the barbecue world. I don't like to be criticized, or it's my name. Don't get my name wrong. Don't spell it wrong. Don't say it wrong, because you hurt my brand.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's about integrity and transparency and being honest with the public and our teams. And that's my brand. And I think we're all in the same boat. It's about you know us as individuals.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. Hold on. I'm doing a little math here. 51.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Is that smoke I see coming out of your ears? You doing math? You got the abacus out?
Nah, I took my shoes, socks off, the whole nine. We're good. We're good. Yeah. So the brand is very important. Now, and this one is, I suppose, going to be very subjective. Do I toot my own horn as far as, this show goes? Do I walk around going, hey, 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 yeah.
No, definitely not. You do have a big head, but that's not because of that. That's a physical problem.
This shit's heavy, brother. You think it's easy walking around, bobbling this thing around? Oh, guys, that's why I had to take last week off. I was up and down all weekend. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, I don't toot my own horn with my show. Many people have said a lot of great things over the years. So, like most people know, we're going on our 8th year. Started back in August of 18, and I think that's 8. Anyway, close enough. Big D, what's up? And like I said, I caught a lot of shit in the early days from people of being a podcast out of New England and the old, what the hell does New England know about barbecue, the whole nine. And I had to sit there and take it because, yeah, we're not known for barbecue. Fine. Got it. And I took it. And I did my research and I just got my guests. Mathing well tonight. Oh, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. 7. And yeah, so through the years, I earned that respect from those guys who said that. And they are dear friends now. And they came out and said, hey, I was wrong. We were wrong. You do know what you're talking about. You do understand the game, and that's fantastic. So like I said, I don't toot my own horn, but I have had just about enough of a certain fucking show. So, tooting my own horn, get the trumpets out, get the tubas out, get the trombones, whatever you want, strike up the fucking band, because I am going to light these son of a bitches up. I'm not going to say the name because they don't fucking deserve to be the name brought up. If you want to message me, I'll give you the name of this fucking show. These two fucking ass clowns out of fucking Rhode Island don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They've been running their mouths for a little over a year now of this and that and this. One of these motherfuckers literally came out 2 weeks ago and said he just bought his first ever smoker. So you don't have a fucking smoker. You sure as shit don't know what you're talking about. The other one, he can't even say fucking briquettes correctly. Never mind guests' names. The list goes on and on. But it all came out with the CBA when the Triple Crown was coming out that a team from Texas, Pro-Life Barbecue, was coming up to cook against these New England marshmallows. Yes, they called their own area cooks marshmallows, pissed all of them off, and it's been a running joke. So, to my defense, a few people who are in this chat right now commented on their Facebook videos saying, no, you guys have it wrong. There is no Pro-Life Barbecue. It is Pit Life Barbecue. They're from New England. Quote unquote, our information is correct. So then they've been notified from somebody else that, hey, you guys made some mistakes here. And they just avoid it like the plague, to the point of they're going back into the videos and deleting their own posts that make them look like assholes. So, needless to say, I hopped on their latest video and I said, hey, I went up to Vermont and Rhode Island. You guys, your information is bad. It's not good. I traveled all the way up to Vermont and down to Rhode Island to meet this Pro-Life Barbecue guy, and he never showed up. So whatever information you got is wrong. I get a response. Thank you for the barbecue support. So that was officially the end of it. So I went back and I made another one. I'm like, you morons. There is no Pro-Life Barbecue. And I'll tell you why. Because there is a Pit Life Barbecue and a Pit Life Barbecue podcast. And both of those are me. The cooking team, Pit Life Barbecue, and as far as I know, the longest running New England-based barbecue podcast out there. I have paved the way, and I will be damned if these two motherfuckers are going to fuck it up with their stupidity. This motherfucker can make fall off the bone ribs from start to on the plate 3 hours. Yeah. Absolute insanity. They're a joke. They have no concept of barbecue whatsoever. Carlos, you know exactly who I'm talking about. They had a guest on, like I said, and got his name wrong, One of the co-hosts says he was a full-blooded Texican, while this particular guest of theirs is clearly stated of Puerto Rican descent. So not Texican, but these jackasses think they are so damn smart, and it is an absolute joke. I am sick of their bullshit, and I hope they listen to it, because they sure as hell haven't listened to the numerous people who have reached out to them and told them they are wrong. But you are not going to fuck up my brand. And you're not going to fuck up what I have laid down here as far as the podcast world goes in New England to get the respect from barbecuers throughout not throughout the country, the world, that these two jack whistles are going to sit there and run their mouth like they know what the fuck they're talking about. They can take their fucking hot dog brisket and shove it right up their fucking cornhole. And their fucking joke of a butcher friend and whoever the fuck else they got going on. So you've been notified. Keep my fucking name out of your goddamn mouth. I've worked too fucking hard to have you two jerk-offs fuck it up for me. 356 show episodes, numerous live episodes, numerous on-location episodes. So we're sitting well over 400 pieces of content. When you motherfuckers get to even 100, fucking call me. But until then, shut your mouths, do some fucking research, and act goddamn professional. Pricks. Okay. What
You
happened
good now,
to
John? You good?
What happened to barbecue unity? So many haters now, but they brand will not last. We need to have exclusive presence. Big Rome, 100%, brother, 100%. I can do, of course, Tom can do fall off the bones in an hour and a half. It's called an Instapot. Exactly. This is the kind of people I'm talking about. Jeff Costa, I do feel much better. Thank you. And those pictures, Jeff, oh my God, the clarity of them. And we'll get to that. Jeff was flying his drone up in Vermont and Rhode Island and had this drone apparently feet away from me, and I had no idea. What's wrong with hot dog brisket? Pat, nothing. But okay, I'm done. Rant over. I feel better that these two assholes, I'm going to stay strong, keep doing what I do, and we will put these two jack whistles to fucking bed. Boil them in 15 minutes. Absolutely. That's what they do. They boil their goddamn ribs. Anyway, they think Lloyd's ribs are fucking class, high class barbecue. Anyway, Matt, how are you?
I'm feeling great now.
Good. All right,
I'm sure some of the guests out there thought the rant was going to come from me, but no. That's not happening.
No. Me. And if any of you do know who it is, feel free to reach out to these idiots and go tell them, hey, you two jacks might want to listen to this. But anyway, just got no check. Didn't even show up. Thank you, Jeff. That was the other part. You're in Rhode Island. You have a state championship in Rhode Island you've been talking about because you know so much about it, and you don't even fucking show up to cover it. Fucking amateur hours. So, Matt, where do you want to start? Do you want to start in Vermont? You want to start in Rhode Island? What do you want to do?
Let's start in Vermont. Vermont, one of the year. It took a lot to get us to the 17, 18 teams we had, considering there was another contest an hour and a half away, 100 miles away. I don't think it's ever happened before in New England where they've had two contests, at least not in quite a while, on the same weekend. Both made as qualifiers, so that was a plus. Vermont was definitely interesting. It was a public festival.
Yep.
We had some of the best Texas cooks in the world, and some of the really good New England cooks as well. Anybody could have won that thing. It was fun to watch as a spectator. I couldn't cook, but the first shout out has to go to my wife, Heidi.
Mama.
She stepped up and cooked that contest by herself, 4 meats by herself for the first time ever.
Yep.
She's usually only done chicken for me. She did chicken, ribs, pork, and brisket. We won't talk about the brisket. Only Carlos knows the story behind that one. We'll leave that there. But she got a 6th place rib using Uncle Steve's magic ribs, and 7th place pork using Uncle Steve's and Gulf Coast Smoke products. It was I was so proud of her, and just the people coming around watching her eating the leftovers, and just her confidence grew after each category, and I was excited to watch it. Yeah, I've seen everybody else cook, but to watch her do it made me proud, and to finish where she did, incredible.
Absolutely.
Now we go on to the contest itself.
And actually, we are actually being joined by the reserve grand champion himself, Buddy Northrup. What's up, buddy? Uncle Steve,
what's up, buddy?
What's happening?
I think I saw somewhere on my list that Buddy is making a trip back to New Hampshire. He wants to get to the Jack really bad, and that's the last auto. So if you want to make it to the Jack, that's your opportunity. It's the last weekend, the last qualifier, the last auto. We still have space. Don't wait till the last minute. But back to Vermont.
Yeah.
Vermont Public Festival, watching all these guys prep on Saturday. The scenery on the mountains, incredible. It
was beautiful. It was beautiful.
It's just the teams that came out to support myself and Rico on this, stepping off a cliff, making things different here in New England.
Hi, Nicole.
Much respect, because it hasn't been easy for me. No. And some of you know the crap I've been through to get to this point. But to watch everyone have a good time, have fun, the interactions with the public. The Texas boys just looked at me on Saturday morning and said, "Whoa, there's people walking around. We're not used to this." I'm like,
yeah,
we're not either. This is the first for us in quite a while.
Yeah, true.
With that much people. True. And it was just hilarious, to watch. And we move on to comp day on Sunday. And just to watch everybody prep, everybody relaxed. The atmosphere was just incredible. Everybody relaxed. I had hidden the Texas boys in the corner, kind of out of the way. And every time I turned around, they must have had 15, 20 people gathering around their site. And they just stepped up to the plate, made the Vermont residents and the Rutland residents happy and excited that they came out. And just phenomenal. And the first round of the Triple Crown, we had 8 teams actually, that are in the Triple Crown race. And it's just, the things we're doing are incredible. The crazy train is moving it. And if you're not on it, you're going to get run over. Just get out of the damn way. And I didn't know this at the time when we did the awards, that the GC, Robert Smith, has been cooking for 25 years. And it's my understanding has never made the Jack.
Yeah.
To see their reaction to winning the contest, which they didn't know it was an auto until 30 minutes before awards started.
Yeah.
Because we were all watching the awards in Schenectady to see who would win. And lucky for us, Smoking Hogs, Bill Gillespie pulled out the win and won the auto in New York, which automatically gave us the auto in Vermont. And I was just so excited to see all the teams, every team that got a call, the walk-up songs, the excitement. It was different. It was a different feeling. And
Yes,
it was just
buddy. I
incredible to
love that
watch.
video. Send that to me. Buddy's got video
Which
of the
video?
whole thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm-
For me, when I called Buddy as the RGC and I saw them hugging and Robert celebrating and everything else, I don't think he knew he won.
no.
I really don't think Robert had any clue he won. He was celebrating his friend coming in second. But I know I have to believe that someone whispered in his ear, "Hey, we're going to the Jack. You won." Next thing you know, beer can goes flying in one direction, cigarette goes flying in the other direction, and just all hell broke loose. It was just a party.
Yeah, and I think it was this gentleman who mentioned it, Mr. Pfeiffer.
Yeah, Mr. Pfeiffer. Yeah, yeah. It was just happy to see the excitement and the New England teams that supported them and celebrated with them. It was just incredible. And I have a lot of respect for all the teams that came out and all the teams that participated. It was different for everyone, except for those 5 teams, because they cooked CBA week in and week out.
Yeah.
So they knew the program. They didn't know the profile. Well, I guess they figured out the profile.
Yeah, they did. They did for sure.
Yeah. We might have to change that up for New Hampshire, though.
Yeah, it could get a little different. You never know.
So that was Vermont. Vermont was exciting. And then, of course, we don't do nothing easy. 5 days later, we truck our asses down to Coventry, Rhode Island to do it all over again with a different set of teams. We added teams, we subtracted teams. And again, everybody had a good time, great time. The club staff was phenomenal. We were kind of slightly segregated a little bit just because of the size of some of the rigs. Couldn't make it down the road to get to the site itself, so they were up on the pavement. But that we'll correct that for next year. But just to see the excitement and everybody having a great time supporting the charity. I do believe that Chad and Nicole Humphreys, I think they cook better when they're hungover. Because, man, I think they closed the bar at the club around 12:30. I do believe, if you're in the chat, confirm that for me. But I do believe that was the case. And the club personnel saw me the next day and said, "Hey, your people are great. They're supporting us. They're having a good time. And that meant a lot. That meant a lot. And we move on to Sunday's contest. And oh, well, wait a minute. I got to backtrack a little bit. I think I forgot someone very important in Vermont.
I don't know. Brandon's saying he's taking New Hampshire so everyone can stay home. So I think he's just dropping the gauntlet.
So I think we missed a young man in Vermont. Let's discuss Saturday's Kids Cube with Braden. I do not believe there was a dry eye in the place when he came in first for the Kids Cube. It was incredible to watch and witness in person his reaction. And it was just incredible. And then to come to Rhode Island and cook against 5 or 6 more kids, 2 of the best kids cooks in Texas and New England, and still come in third.
Yeah.
Again, he didn't care. He cooked. He got a call. He got a trophy. He was excited as hell. And I don't know about anybody else, but that's why I do this. That's why I chose to do this part.
Yeah.
Is that's the future of those kids. You know, we can't do this forever. You know, and it was exciting. Yeah, Nicole, I guess we do have to stay the last call, but man, I was wiped out by, I don't know, I think 11, and I left
Yeah.
you guys behind. I had to go to bed, but
Yes.
it was
No,
just, incredible.
yeah, with him, with Braden up in Vermont, had asked me if I could help out and do the ribs, spend the ribs for the public on Saturday, and we're still doing that, and the preparations for BBQ was starting, and Carlos, hats off to him. We cooked together in Vermont, and he jumped right in with it, Braden, and got the wings rolling, got the recipes going, and had a great time. Um, so, hats off to Carlos for jumping in and taking the reins and helping Braden out on that one. Then we had I did the steak with him in Rhode Island, and also in Vermont. I got to shout out my boy, literally
Yes,
my boy
yes.
JJ, my son, on his second place kids cute chicken wings, and bringing home that reserve grand. Very proud of him, and I believe he's going to cook in New Hampshire. Are you cooking in New Hampshire? Mm-hmm. All right, you heard it here. We got the nod and the thumbs up and the
Yeah,
All right.
he did phenomenal. I watched JJ cook with Dan and Kristen Kimball, 16 mesh. The kid smiled for me ear to ear the whole damn time. I mean, he was having a good time. And that's what it's all about. It's all about having a good time.
Yeah, Carlos got the burn marks to prove it. Yeah, Carlos got a little scarred up during that, but yeah, hats off to all the kids on both events. They all came out like champions, left like champions, and they did their absolute best, and it was great. Kristen just sent me a bunch of the photos, so I was going through those before we hopped on. But that was fantastic. But yeah, so you heard it here, breaking. JJ's cooking in New Hampshire. So
There we go. Yeah. So Rhode Island was phenomenal. Again, congratulations to Don Keene from Smoke Show Barbecue for winning the GC. Again, I believe it's his first time going to the Jack as well.
yeah,
Um, and Phil Breeden, LC Barbecue, flying all the way in from Alaska, showing up and coming in second in the RGC by less than half a point, I believe. So,
yeah.
I mean, the scoring, if you look at the scores, they were pretty damn tight in that top 10 in both days, both weekends. It was pretty close. You know, the judges took it seriously, and that was emphasized to them in the meetings: is take this seriously. These guys are doing this. They're spending a lot of money. Um, Comment cards, the comments. I think everybody got a decent amount of comments as well. Because that's the only way we get better. But now, after Rhode Island, we have the last leg of the Triple Crown in New Hampshire. It is a tight race. We literally have 7 teams in it that, depending on how they finish, could win it. Right now, it's the Humphreys in first. We have 16 Mesh in second, Pit Life third, Waypoint fourth, Two Little Pigs fifth, Barnyard Rebels sixth, Hot Mess seventh, and Barbecue Bandits coming in eighth. There's literally 40 points between Hot Mess and Humphreys, and that could easily be overcome without a problem. But that's going to be exciting to watch. I'm excited to see who takes home the buckles.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna get interesting. Definitely gonna get interesting because, like I said, it's close. It's close. Just going off of my scores, I mean, like you said, I'm sitting in
You,
third.
you're about 11 points, a little less than 11 points behind the Humphreys in first.
Chad Nicole, and I think
Yeah.
there's a 5-point difference between me
You
and
and
Dan and
16 mesh in
Kristen.
second. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think there's
It's
only
close.
I think there's only 2 points between me and Waypoint.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's close.
it's gonna come down. It's gonna come down to the absolute wire on this, which makes it even more interesting and more fun. Because now you're going into it. Not that anybody kind of mails it in to begin with, but there's there's going to be pressure. Everyone's
Yeah.
going to be absolutely dialed in, and you know, don't stop by the tent and say hello because we're busy.
Yeah.
It's anybody's
Yeah.
to win. That's right, Smitty. Yeah,
It's going to be an exciting weekend. And it is again a public event. So the public will be walking around on Saturday. So, and Sunday as well. So that's another aspect of the whole event. It's fun to watch their reactions to watching all of you cook because they only get to see it on TV, and to watch
yeah,
it live and in person. It's just to watch their reactions to everyone cooking and what they're doing and the process is just it's exciting for me to watch because again we can't do what we do unless we get more people involved, and the only
absolutely.
way to get more people involved is let people know what we do.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Brother Steven, all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. Brother, how's that new grill? You inspired me, brother. And I actually went out and got myself the Walmart exclusive Weber of the Stars and Stripes. It's sitting literally right over there. Beautiful, nice new 22 sitting there. But yeah, great. Um, You're gonna love it, brother. I'm so happy for you. Weber, best cooker out there, hands down. Uh, but yeah, it's gonna New Hampshire is gonna be an incredible time, and looking forward to it. We're 3 weekends away.
3 weekends away, and like I said, we still have space. It's the last weekend, and it's in auto. So if you want to make the Jack, you got to be there. If you're not there, I guess you really don't want to be going to the Jack,
Yep.
especially if you're from New England. If you're not in, that's your only chance to get in. So come on up. Don't be afraid of the Texans because just because they know our profile doesn't mean they can necessarily win.
Mr. Perryman, what's up, brother? And Buddy says, how many teams
buddy,
so far for
buddy,
N8?
I'm not telling you, but we'll have enough. Okay, it's a guarded secret.
And Buddy, that's a fact. Even I can't get the number out of him. He won't even crack. And I'm
not giving a number.
I'm calling him at 5:30 and 6 o'clock in the morning, trying to catch him off guard. And nope, he will not let the number go.
No number, no teams list till the week of the event.
All right, fine. Jesus Christ.
So,
Big D, Litchfield, New Hampshire. Chick Farm.
at the Chick Farm Woodworking and Gift Shop. Just go right on the social media and you'll be able to find it. It's on the CBA website. It's cbabbq.com. On the events calendar, you go there, you can see the event, the flyer, and sign up right through there. If you want to come in, we'll take all comers. That's right. Anybody, because it's anybody's any given Sunday. It's any given Sunday.
No, that's it. That's it. And yeah, this is the last one for the Jack. Literally by hours, right?
Yeah, it is the last one.
It
I
is
mean, yeah,
the
if you with the time change, the out West Coast will have the last ones, but we will have the last one on the East Coast here in New England.
yeah, yeah, but
You know, it's and for teams that are sitting on the fence, I'll have to say that yes, it's different, but I will guarantee you it is more difficult to satisfy 12, 24, 36 random people than it is to satisfy people you know. You know, so I know the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. But unfortunately, the devil you don't know is the holding the keys to the jack for you.
right, right.
So,
No,
you know,
absolutely.
if you're sitting on the couch in October, that's on you.
Yeah, the opportunity's here, folks. You
The
know,
opportunity's here. If you don't take it, we can walk. We can lead the horse to water. We can't make him drink it. You know. And yes, Brandon,
absolutely.
it is the Jack is the Super Bowl of barbecue. Really. Yes, the American Royal is the largest. Houston Livestock Rodeo is the second largest, but the Jack is the Jack.
Yeah,
It's just, in my opinion, it's the holy grail of it.
yeah.
That's my opinion. You know, others have other opinions, but for me, that's it.
Vincent Reggie Q, what's up, brother? Thanks for tuning in.
Vincent, Reggie, thank you for your support and the rubs you sent up for all the contests. We really, really appreciate it.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
So,
But
Johnny,
yeah,
we have
brother.
two more contests for the year coming up. We also have one in September at Camp Harkness. That'll be released in the next week or so, the weekend after Labor Day, on the water in Waterford. And we're also going to move the Fall River contest, which was in 2 weeks. We're moving that one to the weekend before Thanksgiving. So keep an eye out for that information as well. I mean, like I said, the train's not stopping, and we're
Now
working
that
on
one,
bigger and better things. You know, bigger and better things coming in 2026. So
you
keep your
know
eyes
that
open.
that one could change. That one changes some things. You know, because I couldn't do um 2 weeks from now in Fall River, but that did you say before Thanksgiving?
The weekend before Thanksgiving. I want to say it's the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, something like that.
Okay, that could be a possibility. I'm gonna see how it all works. And here we
Yes, Cress. Yes, the contest in September is at Camp Harkness. It is going to be the first ever unified barbecue contest on Saturday. Cress works for the state of Connecticut in charge of special needs and disabilities and things like that. And that's a camp that deals with that.
Mhm.
We're gonna pair teams of people with disabilities with pitmasters, and they're going to compete against each other for the unified title. That's going to be something to see.
Oh,
And that's going to be, we're going to have a separate kids queue by itself. We're going to have separate jackpots, but this one is unified queue. It's teams of individuals with disabilities paired up with teams of professional pitmasters in an open protein category. Anything goes open platter to see who's the king of the unified queue. I'm excited to see that. That's going to be exciting. Chris and I have been working on that with Dan and Kristen about, flyers and paperwork and what that entails, because they all have different skill levels. How do we make it so that we involve as many individuals as we possibly can safely and where they have a good time? And this has been Chris's idea for a few years now. I'm just happy to be able to do it and bring it alive for him. The location is phenomenal. It's right on the water. I believe it's at the base of the Mystic River in Waterford, Connecticut, right on the ocean. Beautiful site. Hopefully, we get some teams to come out for that as well. But we're moving. We're making moves here. We're not going anywhere. So get used to us here.
And that's it.
Um,
That's it.
if you don't have
Oh,
a walk up song, I'll pick one for you. Believe me, I have a long, large library. I can pair you up with a perfect song. Believe me.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. That's I think that's one of the most fun aspects of the whole thing. You're sitting around waiting to hear the song, then it plays, and then you get the name. So it's just another added bit of suspense to it. But definitely the walk up songs are incredible.
Yeah, it just turns awards into a big party, really.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And for some strange reason, it seems that everybody who gets a call is always sitting in a back row for some strange reason. Or at least it seems like they are, because it takes them forever to get to the front. I don't know.
I'm not gonna go against
Then,
it because Carlos and I were standing in the back.
then I wonder why on my Facebook feed 3 days later I'm getting copyright freaking notifications.
Oh, I get them. I got them the next morning. It's there waiting for me from awards to
Yeah,
revenue share and all that. So it's
yeah.
okay, whatever. It's all fun. It's all fun.
There we are, back in the light now here.
Ah, there you go. There you go. There you go. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps everything up and leading into New Hampshire. Oh, Brandon Perryman, there you go. It's a superstition thing. Okay, I didn't even know that, but apparently I fall into that category too. I'll stay in the back.
We all have superstitions, and to see them come into play at a barbecue contest is just funny as hell. You
Yeah.
know,
What's Mama saying?
she said like in Vermont, everybody half the teams were like 20 miles away under the tent. She got to sit where the shade is.
Hey, it got hot, man. It got hot up
Mm,
here. You know.
yeah. Who would have thunk it in Rutland, Vermont? It was going to be in mid 90s, 100% humidity. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I blame the Texans. They brought all that shit with them.
And then they left it for a few days afterwards when they started getting into the 103 and 110 bullshit up here.
Yeah, they left it behind. Yeah, they left it behind. They left it behind.
Never see the big dog sitting in the front. Okay. I like it. I like it.
Right. I
I
agree. I
like
agree
it.
100%.
Yep. Yep.
So now what we're
Well,
going to see in New Hampshire is a bunch of empty seats and everybody sitting in the back row. Gee, thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it. I'm not going to put any seats in the back row. I'm going to move all to the front. Want to
and your
cordon off
buddy
the
goes,
back.
it felt great up there. Of course it did, buddy. It was like a spring
Yeah.
day for you boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ron goes, it was hotter up your way than Florida. Absolutely.
Yeah. It was brutal. It was brutal.
Oh, but yeah, there we go, folks. That kind of wraps it up going into the third and final leg of the CBA New England Triple Crown. And the excitement's building. Someone's leaving, going to the Jack. Someone's leaving with a belt buckle, or someone's leaving with both. You never know.
Yeah. You never know. You never know.
The only thing you can do, put it in the box and wait
Hey,
and find out.
if you're leaving with both, make sure you show that damn thing off when you get down to the Jack. That's all I ask.
Yep, Absolutely, absolutely. But well, thank you, brother,
Oh, thank you.
for doing the recap. You know, we like I said, we are going to try to do this last week, but oof, that fell short real
Yeah, no,
quick.
I don't think any of us were in any shape to do it at all.
No, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, but Matt, I thank you, brother. And looking forward to the rest of this, see how it all plays out. And I'm doing my best to I'm gonna do my best to leave with both the invitation and the buckle. And you know, as far as the buckle goes, I got two shots at that one.
We got two shots at that one.
The one that
I don't
says
know.
reserve grand is pretty also.
They look almost identical. They just one has an extra word in it than the other
That's
one.
it. That's it.
And one comes with an extra $500. So first comes with $1,000, second comes with 500. So
That's it. That is it. But all right, folks. Thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate each and every one of you. Catch the video on Facebook and YouTube. YouTube, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, all that good stuff. Get the word out there. For all my audio listeners, all the platforms, Apple, podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, the list goes on and on. Wherever you find the audio, I'm there. So questions and comments, please send them to pitlifebbqpodcast@gmail.com. Like always, subscribe, like, rate, and review. Hit that share button. Geoff, what's up, man? Thank you, Daddy Dutch. Another great pro-life barbecue podcast. You're the best. You're the best. Thanks, Smitty. Big D, you know what to do, brother. We will catch up with you, sir, in a moment. But once again, Matt, thank you, sir. And we got a little
thank
business
you.
to take care of. So, folks, thank you all. And until next week, keep the smoke rolling.